So throughout this NBA season, we have had a myriad of players playing at great all-time high levels. Players such as SGA, Jokic, Luka, and Giannis when he was healthy, etc. Just players dominating. But one of the few players who I think is being underrated, who is clearly having one of the best seasons in the league playing at the top 5 level, is Kawhi Leonard. After years of injuries and questions and speculations on whether Kawhi can ever reach the legendary heights he once possessed, he may actually be putting those questions to bed, putting forth this year possibly the best season of his career, which is absolutely insane considering he is 34 in his 14th season. Kawhi this season has just been in complete control, surgical dominance on the basketball court. The mid-range as automatic, even more so than ever before. The same spots, the same elevation, the same calm high release. The footwork still elite, probably even more so. The strength still there. It seems like every tool in his kit is still here, but he's mass producing them at levels we may have never seen before in his career, allowing him to produce offensively, especially from a scoring perspective, a version of Kawhi in the regular season that we just have never seen before. But I believe Kawhi's season has been getting underrated due to where the Clippers, a team everyone expected to be true contenders, currently stand, and more specifically, where they started out. Through the first 27 games of the season, they were 6-21, the worst record in the West to that point, with one of the worst offenses in the league. But since then, they have gone 29-15 instead of a record of 35-36. And the reason for me bringing this up is this long stretch of sustained success coincide with Kawhi's improvement as an offensive player and basically evolving his game more. Just to put that in perspective, through that first 27 games, Kawhi was averaging a little over 25 points per game, a little over 6 rebounds per game, and a little over 3 assists per game on almost 48, 35, and 98 splits, which was still elite, don't get me wrong, but nothing compared to what he's been doing since the Clippers have started winning. Since then, he's been on an absolute tear. Over the stretch of games where the Clippers have been winning, going 29-15, he's been putting up almost 30 points per game, over 6 rebounds a game, and almost 4 assists per game on 52% from the field, over 40% from 3, and 87% from the line. Completely and utterly dominant, just night to day almost from the start of the season to what he's doing now. Overall, on the whole season, just to give y'all his numbers, he's putting up over 28 points per game, over 6 rebounds a game, and close to 4 assists per game on damn near 50-40-90 efficiency, just to leave stuff as a whole. But like I said before, Kawhi's evolution goes deeper than just his PRA. He has fundamentally changed aspects of his game for the better, and at age 34, throughout the progression of the season, the man just basically said, I bet I'm shooting more threes. And that's insane because for years in his prime to peak, Kawhi has been a player who's hovered around a little over 5 threes a game, peaking at around 5.7 in 2020. And he's shooting these threes at about a 37-38% clip depending on the season. On the season though, Kawhi is attempting close to 7 threes a game while still maintaining elite efficiency, which has vastly improved his scoring arsenal. It's actually pretty jarring game after game. You can clearly see the shift in his offensive processing, clearly hunting these threes often. More specifically, he's hunting these pull-up off the dribble threes, not just the regular catch and shoot looks. And like I said before, he's doing this more often than he ever did before. Naturally, with his increased three-point volume, defenses have to be more aggressive guarding him from out there, which then opens up angles and driving lanes for him to get to his more preferred spots, what has been the staple of his game for basically his career, the mid-range, where he's basically converting at a 50% clip from 10 feet to the three-point line on 339 attempts. And this season, Kawhi is being used more as a ball handler and initiator, and mostly this recent stretch where Darius Garland was hurt and since James Harden was traded out of necessity, and this has allowed him to run more pick and roll reps and etc. Just overall, like I said before, improving his offensive contributions. One last note, but before I get into that point, if you're wondering the reason I'm bringing up scoring a lot when speaking on Kawhi's offensive contributions or impact, it's just because players like a Kawhi, main offensive contributions comes from how efficiently he can put ball in hoop. But back to my last point. Akin to Kawhi's increased scoring this season is his increased free throw rate as opposed to his last couple of seasons. This season, Kawhi is attempting close to 7 free throws a game, hitting them at close to 90% clip, as opposed to 21 to 25 Kawhi, where he was only attempting almost 5 a game. A stark difference, even though it doesn't seem like it. And his offensive game improving hasn't just impacted him as an individual player, but it's also greatly impacted his team. When he's on the floor offensively, the Clippers have a 121.9 offensive rating, absolutely elite. When he's off the floor, they plummet to a 113 offensive rating, which is putrid. That's an 8.8 net difference, comparable to other superstars like Shea, Jokic, or Luka. So overall, this season, I believe Kawhi has added or matured at elements of his already stellar game to increase his production and increasing his efficiency at the same time, leading to him having an elite of the elite seasons from a scoring perspective, even just from an offensive perspective overall. And I just want to say, this video was mostly about Kawhi's offense, but his defense has also been actually very good compared to a couple seasons prior, where the level of effort was just fluctuating. This season, I believe Kawhi has been given a consistent, good to even sometimes elite effort defensively. Yes, overall, I believe Kawhi has been having an elite season. He's been a top 5, top 6 player in my opinion. And you shouldn't take away from the season he's having just because his team isn't as winning as some of the other players. And I believe that he has a strong case for first team All-NBA this season. Thank you.